everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Indie Zombie Reviews. Today I am talking about The Fall on the Wii U. And no, not the season, the video game. That was a really stupid joke. Anyway.
The Fall is developed and published by Over the Moon. The Fall is a side-scrolling puzzle adventure game with cover-based shooting. It is available on both Steam and the Wii U, and both are going for $10.
So, what exactly is the story of The Fall? Well, I don't want to give away too much, because there is a pretty big twist ending, and a lot of interesting things happen in this game. So, without getting into too much of a spoiler territory, I'm going to try and give as much of the story as I can.
Our story begins with you falling literally from outer space and crash landing brutally on this strange and seemingly abandoned planet. You are designated as ARID, or ARID, an AI program on board a combat suit. Your human pilot is unresponsive, and you seek medical assistance to save him. The game works as a puzzle exploration game in the same vein as games like Flashback, Out of This World, and even Black Phone. You interact with the world through your flashlight, controlled with the right analog stick, and then the R bumper. It does feel a bit clunky and weird at first, but you get used to it pretty quickly. Your gun that you start off with was broken in the crash. Thankfully, you discover another combat suit, like yourself, nailed to a frickin' cross. He tells you that he lost his sidearm, but that it was still functional. Once you get it, you can now use the same right stick to use your gun. Simply click on the stick, and you can switch between search and gun mode. The game is very good about telling you all of what you need to know in-game. As the game goes on, ARID has some special abilities that are activated by certain situations. Your shield you have at the start of the game during the crash. The network function, which you only use in a few situations, but it allows you to activate certain machines or other AIs. Your camouflage, which allows you to take cover anywhere. It also turns you invisible when you press and hold the left bumper. All are activated when ARID places herself and her pilot in danger to activate these abilities to protect her pilot. You discover that you are on some sort of a depot for domestic droids. This is but one site where they are made, tested, set out, recycled, or depurposed, meaning destroyed. You learn this from the administrator, who quickly shows some humanity, but he is, in fact, just another AI. There are no human characters in this game. And really only three main characters. ARID, the admin, who calls himself Hank, or Morally, he hasn't really picked a name for himself, and the caretaker, your antagonist, the droid who runs the facility. You encounter him earlier on in the game where he gives you an evaluation and quickly tries to kill you, saying that you are faulty. The admin helps ARID by suggesting to the caretaker that she be refurbished as a domestic droid and be validated as one. This way you will not be destroyed, and once you get past the testing area, you can reach the medical area and save your pilot. Once you get into the testing area, this is all puzzle-based gameplay. There is still some action in order to break up a little bit of that monotony, but this is purely a puzzle game. And to be perfectly honest, a lot of these puzzles from time to time do get really obtuse to try and figure out. For example, the first one I had a lot of hard time with is this one. You first step inside of the house, and there is a vase on the table of the room, and you are to put some flowers inside of it that you get from the next room. You activate the scanner, it tells you that the flowers are the wrong color of the season. But thankfully, you don't have to worry about failure in this game, or else otherwise that would just make this game a lot more of a huge pain. And it takes you a while to figure it out, but thankfully after a little while... Wait a minute. I'm sorry, I just realized I just simplified that way too much. It's actually a tad more complicated than just wandering around. Here is what actually happens to such an extension. You have to actually go over to the grocery store, you have to find a gold coin, you have to then go upstairs to the other level. You have to find a workbench, hammer that gold coin down into a wire so that you can use it in the fuse box in order to activate the lights, which scares away the slug, which then will drop the hand and head from the decomposing body that the slug was feeding on. You use the hand in order to activate the palm readers, in order to activate the ladders, so that you can even get to the computer screen, but you have to be able to find the wire cutters so that you can even hack your way into the actual computer, so that you can hack the beautification test, so that you can even pass the damn thing.
That's what I mean when I say some of these puzzles are a tad too obtuse. One more little complaint I will make.
When you're actually in search mode and trying to interact with a specific item or anything else, if another item just happens to be in your way, you may interact with it instead, so that can be a tad clunky at times too. And that is it, really. You have to figure your way around these tests. Another thing is that some of the controls feel a bit slow at times, like you don't turn around very fast enough, and aiming your gun precisely is a bit fidgety at times, but thankfully the combat and interactions are really easy and it never hurts the gameplay.
Okay, so I did want to go into spoilers, but the game has actually quite an interesting twist, so I'm not going to do that here. This is just a plainly professional review, and this is me re-editing in brand new footage. So here are my final thoughts on The Fall. Now, as I understand it, and as I've read, and a friend of mine actually told me, it actually even says online, that this is just part 1 of a trilogy that shall be continuing. The sequel, they plan to try and come out sometime later in the fall. The third, they hope to release around the same time, or maybe even a little while after. They're not really sure. But so far, despite my complaints about some of the controls and the puzzles and some of that, thankfully the controls are not the main focus of the game. It's merely the puzzles and then the cover-based shooting. All in all, I give this game an 8 out of 10. I absolutely love this game. Hell, I played through it about 3 times just so I could gather all of this footage and complete this video properly. And I think the story was very good, very interesting. A lot of the voice acting is minimal, but it works for what it needs, and it got me. And the big twist at the end, again, I'm not going to give away any spoilers. Maybe I will do a spoiler cast later on. We'll see. But nonetheless, I absolutely enjoyed this game, and I cannot help but recommend it. Again, this game is available on Steam and on the Wii U for only $10. I do not know if it is coming to other platforms, but I hope it does. Everybody, this has been Indie Zombie Reviews, The Fall. I hope that you guys have enjoyed. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you did enjoy this video, go ahead and click the like and subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.